I always get the question, where do you put your camera traps? How do you know where to put your camera traps? What are you looking for? Is there certain things? So let's talk about it. That's what I'm doing today. I'm on a new piece of property, and I'm here checking trail cameras. Currently I've got 4 scattered in a square, probably about, I'd say maybe a half an acre. And what I'm doing is I've got cameras pointed in all directions, and I'm trying to get a lay of the land. Trails are zigzagging all in this little block here, and we're right on the edge of a swamp, so it's kind of a pinch point. We've got water and we've got a field, and so whatever's going to be walking in here should be using one of the many trails that's in here right now. And so that's what I do. I came in here 2 weeks ago, put my first camera up, saw that it was going to be a very productive area. I think we got around 100 videos in 1 week, and so I then came back in and deployed 3 more cameras and did a little scouting, and it's now been another week, and that's what I'm here to do this morning, is to check all these cameras. I'll show you where I have them, what they're pointed at, and to kind of give you an idea of why I decided to use this particular area. So let's get started. I'll show you the cameras, and hopefully we've got some good stuff on them. I've not checked them yet. So I've got one here, and then 2 right behind you. So let's get started with this closest one. This first one is pretty easy to tell you why I put a camera here. Alright, can you see it? Alright, so what we have here is a den. It's an active den of something. When I came in and put the first camera up, which I'll show you next, when I came in to check it, I completely missed this den right here last week or 2 weeks ago. And so what we have here is a field at the top of this hill. We've got an embankment that's probably about 8 feet high, and then it drops down to where this swamp is. And this den caught my attention. I came over here. It's kind of warm. It's been in the 70s. There was little gnats flying around the entrance. I don't know what's in there. So what I did is I decided to put up this trail camera here. This is the new Browning black flash. So it uses infrared light, but it doesn't emit anything. So canines like foxes and coyotes are very skittish of infrared cameras, I've learned over the years. This one emits 0 glow, so it should be very concealed, very hidden, so when an animal walks up they shouldn't see it. And right here lately that I've discovered, deer actually see it as well, and where I've normally camera trap and put my cameras at, the deer don't pay it any mind, but they're very nervous about it here, so that's why I invested in this new camera. So if I had to guess what this animal is, this time of year nothing's really having babies. We're in early December, so I'm going to say it's probably either raccoons or possums, but you never know. So we'll take a look and see what we have on this camera. 139 videos in 1 week. So it looks like we got some possums that are using the den. Hey, here's a raccoon and a fox. Fox came up and gave the hole a sniff, it looked like. I've not watched it, just kind of skimming through. But it mainly looks like possums and raccoons are using this video, this den here. So we're gonna leave this camera up for another week to see what all is coming in here, and then give me an idea or a plan to set up a camera trap probably next weekend here at this spot. So this is awesome. We're gonna leave this right here. What I've got here is just a Realtree easy hanger, and I've just kind of screwed it into this vine here, and it's actually just a small sapling, and then I've got the camera mounted on it, and it's pointed directly at this hole, which is right there. So that's exciting. I'll throw some videos up right here for you to see while I walk over to the next camera. Okay, so the camera with the den, the possum den, is right there on this bank. And here is the very first camera I set up in here. So this camera's been here for 2 weeks, and what it's shown me is there's a lot of white-tailed deer that are moving in this swamp. But also the target and the goal for this particular location is foxes. I got word from a friend that owns the property that there's definitely red foxes. He wasn't sure if there was grays, and he's found some dens. So that's the goal of this year for this location, is to find some red foxes and get some videos and photographs of them. So that's why I deployed these cameras up in here. Obviously I'm always looking for bobcats, and I'm pretty positive they're in the area. Not gotten one yet, but I'm pretty sure they are. And so this camera I put up first. Lots of deer, and sure enough, the first 2 nights after the camera was deployed, we got some red foxes, a couple gray foxes, raccoons, and man, I'm telling you, lots of good stuff at this location. Just checking it now, and it's another 100 videos again, just like the other one. Looks like mostly deer. I couldn't quite tell if there was foxes kind of darting in back there in the background, but I'll check it out when I get back to the house. But this camera is doing good. It's surveying kind of a wide spot that I'll show you now. My original thought was, let's put the camera here. You can't see it, but there's a stream that runs right through this the edge of this swamp that dumps into a beaver pond, and the dam's right over there. So my thought process was, okay, if there's something using this swamp, it's thick over there, it's the only really open area, lots of trails. Let's just put a camera here that's really wide and kind of get a wide view of what's using this area. Try to figure out what trails, say, the foxes or bobcat would be using. And it worked, so it kind of gave me an idea. The foxes are actually hugging this little stream that's coming out of this thicket, and the deer are as well. So it showed me, I've learned a lot of information by watching these videos that I'm getting on the trail camera. So, and now let's move down here and I'll show you camera number 3. And while I'm on the way to that one, here's a couple highlights from this camera for the last couple weeks. Alright, so this is camera number 3, and it's situated about 20 yards further back, closer to the edge of the water than the last camera I showed you. And this is to kind of give me an idea of when this little section opens up to a wide open area, is to kind of give me an idea of where the foxes, the deer, the raccoons then go once it opens up. So do they head straight out? Do they continue around this little island of trees here, hug it pretty close, or do they go behind me and go this direction? And so I just checked this particular camera. The LCD screen on these cameras they're good, but for the nighttime stuff, it's really hard to see on this little bitty screen. So lots of deer on this one as well, another 100 videos, but lots of little eyeballs in the background. I can't quite tell what they are, so I'm gonna have to take this memory card home to see what's on it. But again, I've got it kind of pointed in this direction to kind of give me an idea of what's moving once this opens up. And so this is all to give me the best location for the camera trap. I still don't know exactly where I want to put it. I know it's going to be here, but you got to remember, I'm in a section, remember I told you, it's about the size of a half an acre, maybe a little larger. I I've got to have my subject walk within about 2 foot of my camera. So figuring out where they're moving using a natural trail is key. Very, very important. That way when I put my camera up, it won't be just a guessing game. I'll have a very good educated guess of where they should be walking. And like I said, I need them to walk within preferably about 2 foot of my camera. So it's very important to use trail cameras like this to locate the animal, locate what trail they're using. That way you can have the best results out of putting up your camera trap. And using natural funnels, photographing in and around water, swamps, it's very, very helpful. That's where most of the life is going to be, especially this year. This year is extremely dry, but we are in a drought. And where I'm sitting at right now is normally underwater. And so water is key. Find the water and then look for the wildlife sign, because it will be there, because it's the lifeblood that keeps everything alive. So this camera has done really well. This is the first week that it's been up. We're going to leave it here one more week at this spot. Going to give it 2 weeks to get an idea of what's moving. We've got one more camera to go check. It's right over here, right at the edge of the water, and we're going to go see what's on that one. That one has no LCD screen, so we're going to have to wait till we get home to really know what's on it. But I can at least get an idea of how many videos we got. So let's turn this guy back on. I'll give you a couple highlights from this one as I head over here to the fourth and final camera. Alright, so we're on the way to the final camera, and just to kind of give you an idea of where we are, this is normally all underwater here. The beavers have dammed it up right over here, but our camera is right over here. So let's go take a look. Fourth and final camera. Looks like a lot of action has been going on in here. Wow. 257 videos. Jeez. So this is an older model Browning. It's a 64 gigabyte card, so I don't know if it filled it up or what, but being an older model card, or camera, excuse me, it doesn't have the LCD screen on it. So this one's going to have to wait until we get home to check it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with a 64 gigabyte memory card, and we will leave it up one more week. Let me get this ready and I'll show you where we are. So all of the trails where the first 3 cameras were all converge right here on this swamp that I'm showing you now. Again, I've not seen what's on that video on that trail camera, but I'll check it when I get home. Hopefully we'll have some really good action. But like I said, all of those trails converge to this one spot, which should mean that it is going to be a good location. So So this looks like a good spot. We have this thicket right here. The first camera I put up is right around the corner here, maybe 15-20 yards. So all those foxes and deer and raccoons were coming out of here, and it's a really good trail right here. So we actually have a log going across this stream, and then this trail looks like we might be able to get that too. So I think I'm gonna put the camera right here, see if we can get this. Sometimes you have to do a little rigging. All right. Had to put this log down. So this will work. So we've got this trail here. Got the log going across the water, trail, tree. I think that'll work. And again, this is another one of their new cameras. It's the Elite Special Ops HP5. So it's a no glow infrared camera. So whatever foxes, canines, bobcats, anything comes through that is skittish to that kind of thing, it should not scare them. So this works. Let's leave this here. We'll come back. We'll check it next week. So I hope this video has helped in some way to answer the question of, you know, how do I know where to put a camera trap? Where do you put them? That kind of thing. And a couple points I wanted to go over. So everywhere that I have deployed camera traps in the past and currently right now is all 100% private property. Asking friends and family if they know someone or if they have a small piece of land that I could get access to, and pretty close to home. Like right now, I'm about 5 miles from my house. This is on a new piece of property that I've never been on before. I walked it for the very first time 3 weeks ago, and I've been coming in once a week to check cameras, just to kind of make sure, to get an idea, lay of the land of what animals are using the area, and then what animals are using what trails. And so again, this is to help me narrow down a particular spot to place my camera trap. The goal for this location, number one, is red foxes. That's what I want. This is what I want to photograph at this location. We have located about 4 dens that were active last year, and it's coming up on their denning season first of the year, so we're getting very close to that. I'm trying to get everything prepared. I'm going to bring you guys along and showing you how I use my camera traps from start to finish. And this is process number 1. This is laying out the game plan for the camera trap. So this is going to be a multi-month project that's building up to before we even put out the first actual camera trap. And so trail cameras have been deployed. They've been running for 2 to 3 weeks now, and they're going to run for another 2 to 3 weeks before we actually put up the camera trap. So it's a long process. Camera trapping, people think, is very easy. You just throw a camera out in the middle of the woods and something walks in front of it, you're done. Boom, you got your picture. But it's not really that simple, and if you've been following this channel for a while, you know it's never simple when it comes to camera trapping with me. So lots of things go wrong, a lot of hours I put in to get one single photograph. So thank you guys for tagging along. I hope you enjoyed this video. Coming up soon, we're going to be building a camera trap from scratch, so I can show you that process, and I'll show you all the details in how they work, what settings I use, and how you can get started in camera trapping yourself. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for tagging along. Appreciate everybody that watches these videos and shares them with your friends. We just recently crossed over 4,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and that's exciting. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon, and hopefully we'll have some red fox pictures in the near future.